transmission. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind, and today we're back with the free GPZ. We're getting it ready to go to Colorado, and we've received, I couldn't help myself, we got the Sprocket here, and I've already put it on, torqued it down, and we have the final piece of the GPZ puzzle right here, the chain that we get to put on and see if the transmission works. Okay guys, like I said, I already put the sprocket on. I had already chipped some of this heavy stuff off, this grime, and I probably should have wiped it out before just to make sure, but we're going to get off the rest of it just before we put the case on and just eliminate some of that. We're going to get more of it in there, but might as well start with less, right? This is 80s grime right here. Been on forever. So we're going to do this and put the chain on. I'm going to have to cut the chain down. The challenge with trying to find a chain for a Kawasaki GPZ1100, 1983, 630 chain. It's a big bad boy. So there weren't a whole bunch of them available. I didn't think that I'd have to order it. I thought I could get, as soon as I get the sprocket in, just run to the motorcycle shop, pick one up. But that wasn't the case. So I ended up having to go to a couple of different motorcycle shops locally to be able to find it. And I was actually able to. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and pop off the chain guard first. 3 10 millimeters. Still easier than trying to fish it the other way. See, the motorcycle, the GPZ, came with a chain. It's a 530, and it's a shame because it's brand new. It sat in this bag and got kind of rusty. It's still 100% usable, but I'm missing the master link. Okay, so we got the chain on, ran into a little bit of a hiccup that we'll have to sort out tomorrow. This is a rivet style master link. And all I have is a chain breaker tool. I don't have a riveter. So I'm going to have to take the whole bike to a bike shop and see if they, first I got to call them. This is the plan. Take it there. Have them change the tires, since I have the tires, and rivet just finish pressing. I just pressed it on just enough to get it to stay on. Finish pressing the master link on and flare those ends, and then we'll be good. But just to show you kind of how this adjuster works, because again, I'm into older motorcycles that aren't quite as fancy. Normally there's a bolt at the end that you just screw in or screw out to go where it is. So you've got a chain adjuster here. You got this line so you can align it too to make sure you're lined up. And on these here, and all I do is rotate this forward or backwards, and it loosens or tightens the chain. It's like a cam. So the axle's on a cam, and as it moves around, it tightens it up. So that'll be good. For what we're doing today, this will be good. And I just put a little nail polish on it just to make it easier to find. Okay, so we're going to feed the clutch cable up. Okay, let's see if we can pop this guy on. Okay guys, all I did was run this drill bit, which is the same size as the hole. I ran it in both of them just to, it was the easy way to clean it out, and we only just got dirt and grime out of there. Now I'm going to take the Dremel and clean up this guy right here. A little wire brush that cleaned up really good. Let's see if we can get this guy on. Come on. It's in the way. Am I on that? Okay, our problem holding us up from putting the case on was this shifter shaft was just a little gummed up. And let's see if we can get this sucker on. I got the ball bearing in. Let's see if we can get this guy on for the 100th time. It was crazy. We had to pretty much polish this guy right here because it still had crud on it, which wouldn't let it go through that seal. Okay, let's try this again. This is like the 75th time we've done it. Guys, if I'm missing something, please let me know. Again, I put together exactly one of these Kawasaki's. Okay, I'm getting in. I've got my ball bearing in. I got everything in. It just doesn't feel like it should go on. Right? It should go on. It shouldn't feel like it's bound up. That shouldn't be that difficult. I feel like I'm bound up somewhere. Let's take it off. But there's only this, and then I got 4 bolts. I got a dowel pin. I got a dowel pin here, and I think a dowel pin here, which is in the case. So it shouldn't be this difficult. Let me pull this out just for a second. Let me just see something. It may just be binding up, or it may be hitting on I think it's hitting right here on this guy. Let me see something. I think this ball bearing may be too big, and I just got it, and I think it may be too big. I think that could be part of my problem. Ordered it because that's got to be it. See, because it goes on. Now it's on. So let me check and see the size of that ball bearing. And this one that came must be too big. This has got to be it because it goes on right now, but the shifter's not going to work because of the I don't have a ball bearing in there. So let me see what it says the ball bearing size is supposed to be, and see what I can come up with. So I think we have our ball bearing right here, and it sits right in here. I think that ball bearing is supposed to sit in further. Let me show you. Because if you see in here, see how there's a little lip right there? There's a little ridge. I think the ball bearing sits on the inside right there. Because if I put the case on like this, it goes right on. It'll go right on. If I put the ball bearing in, it won't go on. I'm pushing against here, right here. But look, it doesn't even sit in. With the ball bearing out this far, it will not go on like this. I've been trying for the last couple of hours. I've cleaned everything. I've done everything. I've been kind of acting like a crazy person going back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it together because I want to see if it shifts. That's what I want to see. I just want to see if it shifts. Right now, can I get this thing to shift? So let me put it together and see if I can get this thing to shift. Let's see if we can get this thing to start up. Okay, let's take it out of gear. We got transmission. We got transmission. The transmission works. We just got to get the clutch to work. The transmission works. Well, we know one of the gears works. I just jammed it in gear. I got to sort out the clutch. That ball bearing, I think that ball bearing is too big. I need to do some research. I'll dig into it and check to make sure, or I'm missing something. I'm missing something in here. So let me do some research on that. If we can have by this week, if we can have the tires done and this clutch sorted out, and we can be riding it by the weekend, you know, today being Wednesday and a half, almost Thursday, that's pretty good. It gives us a week of riding and making sure it's good going through it. I did find out that watch when you see that it runs through, and then I'm going to end up with a warning light right there. But if you see that warning light and that E light is blinking at the same time. So it must mean that my fuel gauge is working, and it's tied to that, hey, stop and get some gas. Yeah, I kind of got nervous when I saw the warning light flashing earlier when I was trying to get the transmission to work. When I saw that, and I was a little nervous, but then I noticed that it was for the low fuel. So that's pretty good. We made progress today, although it doesn't seem like we did. We made progress. We got the sprocket. Thankfully, that's in. We don't have to wait on that anymore. We got the chain almost on. Right, we got to flare the ends. We have to do that, and then we've got to get this side cover on and the shifter and all that on to where it works, to where I don't have to worry about it. And then we're so close to riding this thing. It's exciting. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm a whole bunch of things because you don't know what's going to happen next, right? I know that June 6th we're leaving on this beast to ride to Colorado, so we got a lot of stuff to do between now and then. Thankfully, everything that we need for the motorcycle is here. Tires are here. They need to be put on. Got to sort out this bit, no problem. If my clutch is sticky, that's no problem. We pull the other side off, we clean the plates, put them back on, and we should be good. Right? That's not a big issue. I'm not so concerned about that. We made some progress today. It may not feel like I made progress, but I think we did. Big thing, check off the list, sprockets here. So, which I can look on the list when we're here. You know, sprocket, the chain sprocket there. I've got the shifter, I've got all the pieces and parts to put in. We have the tires here. We just got to make sure the clutch works out. And then while we have the wheels off, we'll go ahead and swap out the wheel bearings. And we'll be good to go on that stuff. So, I'm pretty stoked. I'm excited. So, I want to thank you guys for sticking through this one. So guys, that's the reality of the situation, right? Sometimes you spend all day to get a little step forward. And that's kind of what we did. Take a couple steps forward, maybe a half a step back, but we're not far off. We're not far off. We're getting there, and we'll just keep at it, and we'll keep pushing ahead. So guys, as always, thanks for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And while you're in the subscribing mood, wander on over to our friends, Brickhouse Builds, Gold Guy, Moto Mango, Ace Cafe Bikes, Mile Zero Racers, and Plan B Moto, and give them a follow too. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day.